right, what's up, viewers? We are the... Oh, wait, no. Guys, what's happened? We're not the Bronco Country Roundup. Oh, no. Well, I'm Evan Sanford, and today I am joined by Chase Glorfield and Karter Davis, and we are the Bronco Fans Roundup. That is right. So we have changed our name to be in alignment with our new home on the BroncoFans.net. Forum is a free forum for Bronco fans, and these days a good place to vent, which don't worry, we're going to do plenty of.
There will be plenty of that, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to get there. I just wanted to make the quick announcement that we have changed our name. We also have a new graphic that we're running with, and a new thumbnail image, so don't be surprised if you start seeing all those changes. We're just having a little fun. I went on, it was actually kind of funny. What was it, a few months ago? There was a trend on social media to go in and ask ChatGPT to generate an image of what it is like for that interface to work with you. And so I asked it, and it generated an image remarkably similar to the graphic that we are going to be using. So go check it out. It's on our Twitter page. It's on the forum. Go take a look. I think it's like an album cover, but, that's just me. Anyways, well, we played a football game yesterday.
We did.
Chase, I'm going to just throw it straight to you. Get going. Let's do it.
All right. I feel like I have personal experiences to some things that happened that I can kind of relate. A few years ago, I was coaching some football, and we had a kid who was really, really, really good. Like, by far the best athlete on the team, best athlete on the field. Got into high school. He continued to be that. Kind of got fed up with the program at the high school he was at and transferred to another school. He left, started that year. All the other guys who left on the team were looking at each other like, so who's going to make the plays now? Who's gonna do the things, right? To me, that's what Boise State felt like last night. Ashton Genty's gone. Generational talent, right? And it seems like everyone else seemed to have forgot that, hey, we're talented too. It was like they were looking at each other like, are you gonna make the plays? Who's gonna make the plays? There's always someone who's been here to make the plays. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what it appeared to me. Everyone was looking to someone else to step up and be that person. Like, is that a lack of leadership on the field? And I will say, it's not like it was Boise State playing against air and they just crap the bed and crap down their leg and all over the place. South Florida is talented. They're good. They tried hard. The other team tries. You guys have heard me say that before. The other team tries as well.
It is a two-way game.
It is a two-way game. And they executed very well. And they had their playmakers step up and make plays. And Boise State got punched in the mouth and backed way up and looked for someone else to make the plays, in my opinion. That's what I saw on that field in the Tampa heat and humidity, which didn't affect them, in my opinion. Again, that hasn't been a problem. It's their inability to that next man up attitude that everyone preaches and talks about. It's become a cliche in coaching, right? Like, are you going to be the person? Because there was this guy who wore number 2 last year who would cover up a lot of our warts and a lot of our issues. He's gone. So who is it? It's not me. There's always been someone else, right? That's to me what it felt like overall.
And you know what? Right off the bat, actually, I've kind of changed my mind a little bit on this. Karter, you were saying that you wanted to talk about the fans, and actually, I think I do want to start that off before I get any of your takes on the game. Get this off your chest. Go ahead. About the Boise State fans.
Pulls up soapbox. Here we go.
Well, if anybody that watches this and is also on the Bronco fans forum, you'll be able to tell who I am on that forum because I do not use my real name. But it's pretty obvious once you hear me say that, what I'm about to say. A little bit of a language warning. I'm tired of people bitching so much. Just acting like bitching about the team. And that was a little bit heavy already, but I'm just tired of it, This fan base is extremely spoiled, extremely entitled, and I get it. I totally understand why. You don't have continuous winning season since 1996 and not gain a little sense of entitlement. But some of the takes I heard after this game are just Maddox Madsen isn't at fault at all. It's solely on Maddox Madsen. Danielson is a weak coach. We should fire Danielson. Danielson era is about to be over. We shouldn't have gone to the Fiesta Bowl last year with Danielson. I saw that on X, like saying basically he didn't deserve to be a coach in the Fiesta Bowl. Like, need to fire Warren, which maybe, there's some takes that I'm like, okay. But overall, it's people basically saying, I think the coach should do this, and because he didn't, I think that he's going to be fired or that he should be fired. And I just wish people would relax a little. Just take a step back, gain some perspective. Did we get our ass beat? Yes, we did. Danielson said that we did. It is very clear that we got our ass beat, and it is very clear that there are some things to fix. But just going out and stating that he should be fired, that Genty was this entire team, which maybe he was, and there's just so many excuses that I'm seeing, and I just don't get it. I don't get how people cannot see that there's a whole season left. The game sucked. I get it. But my God, sometimes people need to go touch some grass.
It's the NFL rule, right? It's a good thing fans don't manage and run and coach teams.
Oh,
right?
I would not want any people that I saw with these takes be the athletic director of Boise State. I'm so glad that Jeremiah Dickey is a level-headed guy. And I also want to say one more thing before we really go away with this. I love all Boise State fans. Everybody that I've argued with on any forum board, I love them more than any other fan of any other team that I might have agreed with, because we have a common shared interest in Boise State. So even if I disagree with you or get a little bit feisty on some comments, ultimately this is Bronco Nation, and ultimately we are going to support this team. But sometimes I think people just forget that this is a football team that we are here to enjoy. We dedicate our time to it, yes, but calling out kids, calling out coaches, calling out other fans because you are reacting in an emotional way to a game just seems childish, emotional, irrational, rebel girl level of stuff that we should not be going towards.
And you can see that roller coaster on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
The best. Chris Marshall scored a touchdown. We're the best. Fire everyone. Like, it's just
do not go to my Twitter thread. Don't go there.
Did you just call people UNLV rebel girl like in our fan base? Because I think you're accurate. I think you're right. I think we approach that level at times.
So we approach that level, and like especially after losses, like with the wins, I think we're so accustomed to winning, we expect it, which we should. But we don't get to we've been at the top, so we don't be like we're gonna beat everybody, and it's an irrational thought. What I hate is the opposite of it, is when we lose a game, even if we lose it bad, it's like fire the coach, fire all these, bench
rip out the
players.
Blue turf, tear down Albertson Stadium.
It's just when you think about it, it's like, do you not understand the level of upheaval that would cause? Danielson is the only reason Ashton Genty stayed. We don't get the Fiesta Bowl without Danielson being the coach. We don't get the 2 Mountain West championships without Danielson being the coach. Like, it's just so knee-jerk reaction. I get people are upset, but you want to fire the guy that is potentially leading us to a 3-peat, already did lead us to a 2-peat in the Mountain West, just signed the highest rated recruiting class in Boise State history, and is on track to probably beat that class. Like, it's just so knee-jerk that people really don't think about the effects that would have on this program. And Kellen Moore isn't coming back. There is no Chris Peterson coming through that door. If you upheave this program, recruits that have committed are going to decommit. Players that we think are good that could lead us to future success will transfer. You are resetting the program just because you can't handle your emotions after a hard game.
To me, it's like, in order to fire a coach, and we saw this with here we go. We saw this recently in the last couple of seasons, is if your program is in such bad shape that getting rid of that root issue, that coach, is a better option when you're completely, it's the upheaval, right? If that's the best option, you've sunk to a really low point. And Boise State, from one game one game across the country with new running back, breaking in new people, does not warrant that type of upheaval.
No.
Karter, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Go ahead. No.
I was just gonna say, just like I said before, I love all Boise State fans. So yeah, even if I think your opinion is trash, which sometimes I do, I still love you. But yeah, it's just there's no rational thought behind it, and obviously them calling for Danielson's head isn't going to do anything. But people see that, recruits see that, players see that. Like, you're just adding negative energy to an already negative situation. But I mean, it just is what it is.
And honestly, thank you for that, because like a lot of people need to hear that. A lot of people needed to hear that. Like, I know my Twitter was a emotional roller coaster yesterday. I stopped short of calling for anyone to be fired, I think.
Yeah. I mean, my For You page on X is just still old post of like, what is Madsen doing, or why is the defense so bad?
Yeah.
Like, I just get little micro doses of like, oh yeah, this is how people were feeling about this game. This sucks again.
Yeah. No, it was an absolute dumpster fire. We went full meltdown. One thing I was doing, and this was not maybe I had a little bit in me at that point, but I was like commenting on Mike Prater and BJ Rains, their statuses. I was like, "Go East Coast Reporter on them."
I remember.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm with you, Karter. To kind of bounce off what you were saying, the idea of don't call out the kids, the players. Right?
Never.
Coaches, I don't feel like.
I don't know about never. I got one thing, but
I don't feel like.
I think we all have the same one thing.
I feel like calling out coaches is maybe a little bit more acceptable in a certain way.
Absolutely,
but
I think
at least have those hard questions asked of the coaches.
Yeah,
yes.
Right. And that's not necessarily a fan's job, right? If you have the media, like that's kind of the media's job to. As long as those questions are being asked and your coach is being held accountable in that way, like that's great. But yeah, the one player outside of that, you shouldn't really be
There's that one player in one drive that showed many lack of composure and effort. That is
national media.
I mean, do you want to get there now? I was going to wait until later, but we can go there now if you just want to go.
No, I think it's good. We can get to it later. Everybody knows what we're talking about.
Okay, though. Because I do think before we really start like sinking our teeth into the game, like it's worth noting, like, hey, everyone, like, we're gonna be fine. For me, like, I just want to play PlayStation and like just chilled for a little bit, and like just need to be like, all right, I'm done, disengage after like going on Twitter or X for a while. Do what you got to do, and like come back on Friday. Things have been, I want to say better. Not like I've seen a little bit of the forum and on Twitter, and it's still pretty bad. I don't think it's going to get much better until they go out on Friday and hopefully show a 180 against Eastern Washington. That's a perfect get right game. And then a bye week. I don't now. I hate having a bye
I don't want a bye week in the third week. I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a rare 2 bye week season, but like now it's like, oh no, I like bring on, who's our third game? Is it Air Force? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's Air Force.
Yeah, it's Air Force.
Yes.
Yeah, bring them on. It's like, man, but everybody like just cool it a little bit. Karter is I cannot say that you are anything less than 100% right on what you're just saying. Like, no, Spencer Danielson should not be fired. That is asinine. Does he need to learn and maybe hold some? There's got to be a little bit more accountability underneath him.
Yeah,
I think so. But to that same end, we don't hear all the conversation. Maybe he is going in and pulling these coaches in the office and saying like, what the F was that? Can you not? Maybe he's doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing I love. You can say that Spencer needs to hold these guys more accountable. He needs to like react better on the sidelines, whatever. But we also don't know. People are like, oh, you should have benched Banks. Maybe they have a system of talking to them, be like, hey, this isn't acceptable, and like worked something out or something. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't know what the dynamics of the team. I'm just thinking off the cuff here, but just saying, I want a coach to react this way, and therefore he didn't, and now he should be fired. Like,
Yeah, coaching is some X's and O's, especially head coaching. More than the thing, it's managing people.
Yeah.
And right now, we don't know how Danielson is managing the people in that building. We don't.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see some changes, like things will get better. And if we do, like, oh, whatever he did, people have been managed.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what we got to hope for, and hope that, you know, there's a lot of great tape for them. Like, they talk about learning, and they talk about correcting mistakes, and like, Blake put it 100% on me. I've like, how many times have we heard that before? But there's a lot of great film for them to dissect. So
and I've said it a few times, but my favorite practice was always the one right after the first game.
Oh yeah.
So I'd be interested to see what Danielson and company, what their thought process was going, whether it was today or tomorrow, whenever they have the next. Because it's a bit of a longer week, so maybe it's not even going to be until Sunday. But I'd be interested to hear what goes on and how things go in that practice.
Yeah. Well, let's just sink our teeth into it. So first quarter, first game of the season, first drive, we start out, we come out looking good, stall out a little bit there. But to that same end, it's like, okay, they're like trying things. My head scratcher was we used 3 running backs on that drive, and no one gets into a rhythm. It's just, it looks like they're kind of, what's the word?
Unsure.
Yeah, that's the polite word for it. And this whole team, it's a microcosm. It's what you said, Chase. They're looking for someone else, and at times it felt like that's what Nate Potter was doing. It's like, oh, well, that didn't work. Let's try this guy. Oh, I don't know. So
it looked like some inexperienced play calling.
Yeah,
at times.
Yeah. I just my whole thing with the offense is that it just looked like they lacked identity. It looked like there was no commitment to, like, this is the main thing we're gonna do. Mm-hmm. Like, there was no, like, this is a run first offense. We're gonna use play action, dink and dunk, or this is a pass first offense, and we're gonna try to throw the ball down the field. It was a weird mix of, like, let's run it 4 times. Oh, Sire Gaines fumbled. Next drive, we're gonna throw it, and then Maddox Madsen looks terrible. Then it's like, well, now what are we doing?
Well, and Madsen ended the game with 45 attempts.
I was going to say.
Which clearly, when you're behind and you're trying to catch up, you have to throw the ball, right? Yeah. But you do not want Maddox Madsen throwing the ball 45 times a game.
No.
Which
is sad to say.
We saw the same thing we saw in the Fiesta Bowl. We saw the limitation at quarterback. Like, he is an excellent game manager. He can still make good throws. His season's not yet written. One thing that Maddox did do, Chase brought it up about how, like, you know, everyone was looking around who's going to make a play. Well, Maddox Madsen did actually step up. He ran.
That was a good play.
Honestly, he's one of the few people on offense where I can really feel like the game was not totally, like, on him. The wide receivers, that did not look good. Like, Chris Marshall, great play, great touchdown, but, like, where's the consistent route running? No separation. It just looked bad. It looked slow.
And some of that's small. The O-line, I felt like, did not play great.
Yeah.
As much experience as they had going in, that South Florida D-line ate their lunch all game.
Our boy Dalen Matoyer had a tough day at right tackle.
It's a tough day.
Tough day at right tackle. But, like, even that, it wasn't just him. The interior of that line was getting beat.
No holes for the running backs to go through. Maddox didn't have a ton of time to find people, even if routes weren't run great. Like, it was a tough day in the trenches.
Yeah. There's a lot of people putting this game solely. Oh, go ahead, Karter.
I think you're about to say kind of what I'm about to say, but in a different way. I think Maddox made this game harder for Boise State. He did not look like a junior, like, veteran leader. Like, at one point, like, I don't want to bounce all around the game here, but if you're a veteran leader, the ball doesn't fall out of your hands for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, you don't almost throw 2 interceptions in the first 2 drives. You don't look jittery and lost. Like, that's really where I think the offense started to fall apart. Like the offensive line at some points looked good. The receivers at some points looked good. I can't think of a time where Maddox solely just looked like a strong leader.
Well, and for me, Karter, I said this on X. It was late in the game. I think it was already 34-7. Boise State goes for it on 4th and 4, whatever it was, 4th and 3. Sire Gaines goes out. He runs a sweet little slant route. He's open for an easy first down, and the ball's thrown behind him.
Yeah.
And to me, I said that was a microcosm of what we saw in that game. Just not good enough from the quarterback position. And some of that he was seeing ghosts and hearing footsteps and wasn't fully trusting those around him. I think things just kind of snowballed on Madsen a little bit that game.
But it's like this is the thing that it's like that's something a freshman is worried about.
Yeah.
That's not something a junior who played in the Fiesta Bowl against Penn State worries about.
I was going to say, he played on the national spotlight New Year's Eve.
Exactly. Yep. This is the same offensive line that he had. Like even if South Florida was getting in like a little bit, it's like you just have to have the composure. There wasn't the composure. And really the whole team kind of lacked the composure. Lack of composure really is the main point of why we lost the game. But like coming into this season, I said it, a bunch of people said it. We needed Maddox Madsen to go above what he did last year. And all we saw was the same Maddox Madsen from last year without Genty. And that's not going to do it. That's not going to get us to the Mountain West Championship. That's going to get us a 8-4 record, people calling for heads and people being upset. We need him to either gain the composure or something to change. I don't know what that is, but we can't have what we had. That's not going to cut it.
And I'll just add that this loss in the performance of the offense isn't totally on Maddox Madsen. He didn't elevate it either. So like everyone who's already calling for him to be benched and everything, that he can't do that. We don't like Max Cutforth didn't look. He had one pass over the middle where it's
that pass was pretty nice though.
It was nice, but it's like just right over the middle, wide open receiver. Like, I mean, he also missed on another pass. Like,
no, and I don't know who said it, but someone said Madsen is a good game manager. And because of the situation, and maybe some of it was play call, maybe some of it was game plan, he had to or tried to be more than game manager. Right? He tried to take it into his own hands because no one else was, as we've talked about, right? Yeah. No one else wanted that burden. And he tried. And
to your point, Karter, when Maddox stepped up in the pocket and ran for it, that'd be the only point where I could point to where someone did and he did step up to try and be a leader. I think that's the only thing I'm actually going to kind of disagree with you on is the sense that, okay, in that moment, I saw a little bit of like the guts. I saw 4th down against UCF on the blue turf going for it. Like I saw that little that feistiness, and I was like, okay, where's that been all game? Because your point, he was right. It looked like he was absolutely crapping his pants.
Yeah. I mean, that one play was awesome, and I was really hoping that would lead to more. But like, I'm just beating a dead horse here. But it's like,
and maybe
needed them to be better.
Maybe I'll segues here. But speaking of seeing exactly what we saw last year, I think you guys know where I'm going with this.
Well, I want to cut you off because, like, we're there, but I still have more to talk. Put a pin in it because I'm not done with the offense. Because I am done on Maddox Madsen. He's quarterback one. He's quarterback one for the season. That's it. That's what we got. Maybe we got a competition with our 2 incoming quarterbacks. Oh, we'll see. But the running backs, that situation, I feel like that is very much mishandled. Malik Sherrod is very fast. He's an East-West guy. That's great. But he doesn't really fit between the tackles type of running that we're asking him to do, or maybe he just didn't. Maybe that's on the O-line and not on Sherrod. Sire Gaines seemed to be the right guy in that moment, and the constant rotation. And no offense to Dylan Riley, but I don't want to see him right now. Like, he's going to be an amazing Bronco, but in that moment, it's like, who's getting you the yards? Who's giving you the right reads? Sire Gaines. Do you want to win the game? Ride that. And then you add on the extra little nail to this coffin for Nate Potter, the guy who is performing the best, you can't hold on to the ball either.
Yeah.
So what do you?
Honestly, I think they needed to just feed Sire because Ashton Genty had a problem fumbling too. Maybe not as bad.
Early on
He did.
in his career, Ashton Genty
At times, he had a problem holding on to the ball, and like I get trying to get the ball to Malik Sherrod and like all these people, but eventually you need a workhorse, and that was and should be Sire Gaines, but you have to give him a chance. I'm pretty sure he only had 9 rushes.
Yeah, and it felt like, just to your guys' point, like, hey, our game plan going in was, we don't know about the running backs. We'll kind of feel it out and see. And it turned into what we saw, right? Yeah, you got to have a workhorse. I know we've talked about running back by committee to replace Ashton Genty, and that's great. But you got to have someone help establish that identity, as Karter was talking about.
Well,
feed Sire Gaines, pound him up the middle. If he's getting 2-3 yards a pop, that's fine. The old line's going to wear down the D line, and some of that's play calling. Oh no, it's not working. We got to throw the ball. It was a bit of panic play calling, a bit of unsure game planning. I don't know. I think there's a combination of things.
And when we talk about running back by committee, I always thought it'd be, okay, Sire Gaines is your first down and your second down back. He's your bell cow, depending on what your situation is. If it's 3rd and short, he's still on the field. 3rd and long, maybe we're going Malik Sherrod.
Yeah.
Or Dylan Riley, or one of the two. But like Sire Gaines is your feature back. Not like, okay, first down, Sire Gaines on this drive. Second down, it's going to be Sherrod. And then 3rd down, it's Dylan Riley. And then we're going to reverse order. Oh, no, he fumbled. Okay, so I don't know. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It gave the vibe of that. Maybe it was planned, but try a different plan. That sucked.
Felt reactionary, not visionary, I guess, for lack of a better phrase.
That is not the plan.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to throw any of these 3 players under the bus because Sire Gaines is going to be an amazing player. Malik Sherrod is a great ad. He's very talented. He didn't necessarily fit the scheme we were trying to run him in.
And they just weren't put in a position to be successful.
Yeah. Dylan Riley.
For that game.
Yeah. For that game. Dylan Riley is going to be an amazing Bronco. Again, but it's not a situation where I'm like, I don't need to see you right now. What I need you to do is be waiting in the wings and continuing to get better and then get touches kind of sprinkled in through the game to spell out someone else. Not be like this weird hybrid feature back where all 3 guys are going to get like 10 touches a game. I can't. No. That's not how you replace Ashton Genty in the aggregate, because then no one is actually getting going.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so that was my little rant there. The wide receivers were just bad. It's bad, but Quentin Brown, he looked shifty. And then we saw, I actually wanted to ask you guys if you caught who the other wide receiver is, that one of the young guys, or was it the transfer, or was it the freshman, a big body wide receiver, or a big body maybe compared to like the average wide receiver on Boise State. There was a guy, and I missed. And
Ben Ford?
No, it wasn't Ford.
It was Camonte Williams?
It was either Williams or it was the transfer. I'd have to look at
Whitlock Jr. Yeah.
So that was the transfer, right?
Whitlock Jr. is the transfer, yeah.
Yeah, he got in there, and I was like, okay, all right. He looks big compared to the rest of our receivers. Let's see a little bit more of him.
Yeah.
So that would be nice just to have him on the field.
We just need more from everyone. We need to be put in better positions to succeed, and we need more.
I hate to say it, but like this wasn't the game to figure things out, but they're now going to figure it out.
They're going to have to.
They have to. Like they're gonna be like, okay, like we tried to, play it sort of. We'll see what happens. No, you have to have a game plan from now on. You have to have an identity. You have to say we are a passing team or a running team. This is our starter. This is who we're throwing to. Like, it's so dumb because I feel like they had this, but watching them, I really feel like they were just like, we'll see what happens next drive.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what really grinds my gears more than anything we saw? More than anything we saw yesterday is the fact that for the past 5 seasons, it's felt like week 1 is we're going to figure it out week. No, the figure it out is the spring game.
The camp.
That's the figure it out. Yeah. That's camp. No, you do not figure it out week 1. I get it that you don't get a preseason in college football, so schedule a freaking FCS opponent week 1 if you really need
Boise
to.
State has kind of shot themselves in the foot with the scheduling, and that's not even Jeremiah Dickey's fault.
That's
like
Kurt
these
Apsey.
games are, like I love having huge openers, but if I remember right, we've lost the last 4 of our 5 openers.
Yeah, 4 or 5 openers.
We open against Oregon next year.
Georgia Southern last year was the only win, right?
What are you doing if you can't figure it out in training camp? You have how many months? You have the entire spring, fall camp. How many months is that to get to know your team and you cannot figure it out? Like that, it just all it screams to me is just big dumb. That's all it screams to me.
Well, and it's hard as a fan to watch and see. There's not a talent differential. There is, and Boise State's favored in the talent differential between the Broncos in South Florida. It did not look like that on the field. Why?
No. Yeah, no.
Why?
I genuinely
because what we're talking about, right?
We do have the more talented players. I genuinely believe that. Maybe they had some more consistent players. They executed better.
Yeah.
But if Boise State USF plays 10 more times, I'm betting Boise probably every of those times, and we probably win more than half of them.
Yep.
It's just, what are they doing during camp, though?
Yeah.
Why can they not answer these questions before the first game of your season where you're trying to make a CFP run? Why can't you? It's like, oh, well, maybe the competition's it. No, be a leader and make a decision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there's another side of the ball we should talk about.
There is another side of the ball.
Can I take the pin out now?
You can take the pin out. My gears are unground.
Speaking of seeing the exact same thing we saw last year.
Oh, God.
The secondary.
Yeah.
Was it not just like rewinding the tape from every game last year?
I defended Jeremiah Irby a lot, but he got cooked a little bit.
Well, I did see a video from Nathan Carroll where Irby got beat on like a deep post route, but then he broke down how it wasn't Irby's fault. That basically that there was Ty Benefield and another safety that Benefield was supposed to be the deep safety to cover the post, and another person was supposed to take the tight end. Both took the tight end, so it basically left Irby back there, and the way he positioned, he wasn't supposed to defend the inside, and that's where the pass went.
It was miscommunication or a misunderstanding of the play call.
So Jeremiah Irby, I do think, didn't have that great of a game, but I genuinely think for some reason they cannot communicate coverages, because the way Nathan broke it down, and a lot of people were agreeing with him, it was purely if Benefield did what he was supposed to do, that play doesn't happen. But because the miscommunication, sloppy play calling, not knowing the plays, I don't know what it is, but something is not clicking with these guys of like, I need to do this, because if I don't, I'm leaving somebody on an island in a position where they're going to get burnt, and then everybody's going to call for their head.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of with the secondary especially, and maybe some of the linebackers, it's the same thing as the offense. Like, what's their identity? And when you don't have an identity, you don't trust the people around you. Like, oh, I got to make up for what I perceive this guy's not going to do right. And then you start getting out of position, and that lack of communication happens. Then you have dudes running around wide open in the secondary.
Yeah, that was absolutely horrific. Chase, if you want, like, I feel like the pin's been in it for a long time. Let's go on the Devon Banks rant, and then we can circle back and talk more other secondary. Go ahead. Get it out.
Like, and this is coming from these are college players. They're on scholarship. The university is spending lots of money for them to get an education, for them to get all the sweet Nike gear. Like, I love me some Nike gear, right?
Yep.
And you can't put the effort into even make it look like you're trying on that one particular play, right? And maybe that was just, I'm tired of this, But then that's an attitude issue, right? If the one thing that you can bring if you are not talented is your effort, right? To pull a coach cliche phrase out, right? Like, and that particular play, we've talked about it. It's on national media now. Like, I think it's just zero effort, and it's on film. I don't know what they'll say, but that's got to be frustrating for teammates to see something like that.
Yeah, and the coaches better point it out.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I don't know if they will, but they better. Yeah.
It has to.
That's got to be acknowledged. So yeah, Devon Banks, you don't want to pin any game or any one loss on one player. A lot of times, like certain players take too much blame or get too much of the credit in wins and losses. Devon Banks, his fingerprints are on this game. You can't help but like think about him and a few other guys who made a lot of critical mistakes, the personal foul, and then he kept going. There were 2 or 3 other plays where he could have easily been flagged, and then the low effort on that scramble.
What did you say, Evan? Was it you on Twitter who said, Evan, that like that personal foul was kind of the turning point in the game when really everything flipped? Someone said that. I don't remember who that was.
Yeah,
it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Like, good God, like again, it's just like a really bad game, and then giving up at the end. It's like this is a time where, I mean, we've just been advocating that maybe we don't call for any like depth chart changes yet, except really like there's one spot, and like if they don't give Jaden Mickey a good look,
I want to see Jaden Mickey. I'll say
I do too.
Like, you know what, you can roll out Devon Banks to start against Eastern Washington as a vote of confidence. Maybe like you should try and show the fan base he said his sorry, blah blah blah, but like we also better see Jaden Mickey. Like, I think
reason you bring in a Notre Dame transfer and have him play one snap.
Yeah.
Especially with how Banks played, like in that penalty, there's no reason. And that's where I kind of agree with people about Danielson. It's like, that was a clear time to maybe sit him down and be like, hey, that is unacceptable.
It's a coachable moment, right?
Coachable moment, and that just didn't happen. And that could be something Danielson worked on, that maybe he saw that was a mistake. I can't speak for the man, but he needed to sit down and be like, hey, this has consequences. You can't be doing this, because that personal foul directly led to the touchdown. I truly believe that. I think it took the wind out of the sails.
Flipped the game on its head. Absolutely.
And then on that other play, if he puts in effort, Brown probably doesn't score.
Or he fumbles the ball and we recover and get the momentum
anything.
back. You never know.
Yeah.
It's like the anti-Shea Oladipo in the UNLV Mountain West Championship game. Shea Oladipo didn't give up. Shea Oladipo was not particularly like a special player, but he brought his effort, like you said, Chase. And all of a sudden he saved a touchdown. UNLV didn't score. And it feels like Devon Banks maybe he needs to watch that play again.
Maybe Danielson needs to give him the "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed" speech.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's listening to this, I'll tell him that I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
That might not mean anything to him, but I'm damn sure disappointed.
And I don't think you're the only one, Karter.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good time for Devon Banks to not be on social media.
Yeah.
But like, this has to be one of the first times I've been a Ty Benefield believer. This has to be one of the first times where I'm like, man, like I kind of want to see Travis Anderson. I think the only person in the secondary that I'm like, there's 2 of them where I'm like, okay, you know what, you can stay. Amarian McCoy in general had a decent game. And then Zion Washington, the fact that we didn't hear his name too much is like, that's normally a good sign in a game like that. So seemed like Zion played fairly well.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Ty Benefield, it's like, I don't know what's going on. And there's been he looked slow. And
I think so many of them. We saw some last year. I think to go back to Carter's point, is he trying to do too much sometimes? Like he doesn't trust this guy over here, and I don't know. Yeah, he seemed a little lost out there.
Yeah. And Ty Benefield is one of my favorite players because of the attitude he has. I've always hoped.
Speaking of attitude and effort, right? It's there.
It is there, and I've always hoped that maybe he could develop into like kind of our like pseudo Cam Chancellor in a way, and just be a heavy hitting safety. It just hasn't really felt that way. And again, it could be a scheme thing, but it's like, man, like it feels like the talent's there. It just hasn't really met. And I'm just thinking like, okay, we hear a lot about it's like the backup quarterback situation. He's the most popular guy on the field. Well, it's like backup safety. Travis Anderson, we hear a lot about him. I'm like, oh, I don't know. throw them in.
Yeah.
We're only down like 30
Yeah.
points. Give it a go. So
Yeah. Well, secondary, I don't know, maybe a scheme, whatever it is. I was disappointed in that. Speaking of disappointment, like it was hard to see the same thing that we saw last year with all the experience that was coming back with the transfers, with the it's fixed. We're going to be great now. Especially since I think last year, I especially blamed some of the secondary issues on our defensive line not getting as much pressure on a quarterback as I felt like they could have.
They were the bright spot.
They were the bright spot of the game last night, and the secondary still struggled.
Boise State fans, like, they could, on a 3rd and long when the Red Seas parted, sure, they made a couple mistakes, but it was a 10-7 game at halftime. It was a manageable game at the end of the 3rd quarter. I mean, they can only hold for so long when your offense is playing like that, and the game calling, all the failed 4th downs, all the turnovers.
They were on the field.
You keep giving the other team chances, they're going to take advantage. Points are going to be scored. Like the defensive line, Jane Virgin Morgan, Braxton Feely, Deion Washington, David Latu, Michael Madry, Max Deege. All of them looked good. I'm not sure if I personally didn't see Malachi Williams, but that doesn't mean he didn't get in.
I saw Bol out there.
Bol was out there in a weird linebacker coverage sort of thing.
It was
like that stand-up stud position.
Yeah, I don't know what they had him doing there, but I mean, I love the front 7. I think they're going to be probably top 10 in the country. Definitely best in the Mountain West.
And the linebackers overall did a good job of plugging gaps.
Jake Ripp, Notriani, I think they killed it. Yeah. I think the only time the run game hurt us is when we only sent 4, dropped everybody else. So it gave Byron Brown just an acre to run. Yeah. And then the tackling was its own separate thing. But
honestly, I was going to say Marco Notriani and Jake Ripp looked like the only guys on the field that wanted to make a tackle. Marco looked like the only guy who knew how to make a tackle. And this isn't a knock on Jake Ripp. He's somewhat inexperienced out there. He played well. It's just, just come down with that fumble, please, for the love of God. That's going to haunt me.
Yeah.
But again, I can't be too mad at him. Because wasn't he the one that forced it in the first place?
I think Benefield hit him and forced it.
Yeah. Benefield might have done that? Okay, well, you know what? Ty Benefield did maybe have a good early first game, but the rest of the secondary did not look like they even wanted to touch a USF player. They're like, ooh, ow, don't hurt me. Please don't.
Yeah. And hopefully – we talk about identity. The defense can roll with what that front 7 provided. This is our identity. We're going to be tough up front. We're going to put a lot of pressure on. We're going to have linebackers fill the gap. We're going to maybe add some funky scheme things in there, really just to throw the offense off. Secondary, come along with us.
I really think that is the identity, and that's what Shenander wants. Is a
really
heavy blitz,
lay into that.
A heavy blitz, a heavy rush defense. And hope the secondary can hold up on its end. And at this point, it can't. But it's also this idea of the more blitzes you send, the more you put your secondary at risk. So it's a balance.
You got to get home quickly, right? Is the goal.
Yeah. So I mean, it's up to Shenander to balance. But I would lean into the heavy rush defense, the heavy pressure, and just hope that works for you. And it just
on 3rd and long, can we just send a jailbreak blitz for the love of God?
I'd rather that than just
give him all day in the world to sit back there and let Byram just scoot up the middle for 30 yards.
Yeah. I am never more anxious than when the Boise State defense has an offense at 3rd and 12 plus.
Yeah.
That's just they're gonna
pick it up. Yeah.
They're gonna hit us for 30 yards. Oh God, here we go. You can see them
I'd much rather have a 3rd and 4 because then that's a harder decision than a 3rd and 12.
3rd and 4, and they run the ball. I'm thinking yes, let's go. They're gonna punt now.
We'll probably stop them. Yeah.
3rd and 15. Oh, they're gonna take a shot. Oh, they're gonna get it. That's how it always is. That's God. Okay, that's
we're
under
just
my skin.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about on the defense.
Tackling.
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
for a team that's supposedly worked on tackling.
Yeah. We don't got to say much. So, supposedly worked on tackling. And I get it. Byron Brown, big guy, big man. pretty sure he's like 6'4", 230 or something. I get it. Chase, I can't hear you.
Chase, you might be muted.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think he greased himself up pregame as well.
What, okay, but what happened
just kidding.
to the tackling from the 2019 Florida State game where they were taking on guys who were bigger, faster, stronger than them? Now, granted, that was an ugly game in the first half, but you could see the scheme was first guy there, don't try and make the tackle, try and stand him up and wait for help.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Yeah.
Everybody's just diving for ankles, not getting in position, just letting the quarterback run
trying to lead the country in tackles without using your arms. Like, let's just ram a shoulder into a guy and hope it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
I do not understand who thought of that. It didn't work. And they keep trying it.
What's the old drill? Get the old donuts out, the wheels out. Let them tackle the donut. Wrap up and take the donuts down. Something.
How about some Seahawk roll tackles? Huh? Wrap up and roll them.
The hawk roll. That's what we teach at the middle school level. The hawk roll.
Yep. You got to roll them down, but
that'd be great.
I don't know.
As someone who actually ended up with the Seahawk defense in my fantasy draft, I approve of that message.
Yes. Well, finally to the thing.
Yep, to the not so special teams, and once again, all I asked for them was to be mediocre.
Just even things out. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Just even it out.
And
don't make me talk about you.
If that Banks play didn't flip the script, that passing touchdown definitely flipped the script.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't Banks, it was that. It's probably interchangeable of the momentum change, but
it's just
I don't get it. I don't know.
Coverage 101 is to not let a dude just run free into the open field.
Just eyes in the backfield, just let him run right past. And Danielson took blame for like not noticing the punter was the quarterback, but he's got other things to worry about.
Yeah.
Whose sole job
Where's your special teams coach, right?
Yeah. Where's the special teams graduate assistant whose sole job is to make sure the punter is the punter? Like, this is D1 football. Yep. We don't have minute jobs for people. It's on Danielson to make sure that the punter is the punter when he's probably thinking about strategy and head coach stuff.
Some dude on the sideline with like a towel around his neck just kind of has jumped up and down and cheered a little bit during the game. Hey, Spencer, that is their backup quarterback. That's not the punter. Oh, okay, timeout. Like,
or even that's like, hey, that's not number 40, whatever. That's not the punter. It's like, oh, okay. Doesn't even have to know it's the backup quarterback. Just know the body dynamics of the starting punter and be like, that guy's shorter than the starting punter. That doesn't look like
that guy doesn't look like a string bean with a really strong right leg. That's not their punter.
So even if it was on Danielson, like, first off, the head coach should not have that responsibility. He's got too much on his plate. And then if it was somebody else's job, they should no longer have that job. I don't get it. No, everything else on special teams is fine. No kickoff problems, I don't think.
Oscar
no punt
Doyle
problems.
actually looked good. Colton Boomer
I like his
was
punts.
fine.
Yeah. But this is what happens when one thing goes wrong. We're here. We're talking about it.
And I get it's first game, and so maybe you don't have things on tape.
What are you doing all training camp?
Yeah, but Karter, you're right. Like, these are things like it's very like youth football league. Oh, the quarterback's also the punter. Like that's something that happens in youth football.
Remember when Boise State used to come out big week 1 matchups and they still look crisp? They look buttery smooth. They look good. They look ready to go. Not this hodgepodge comedy of errors and negligence and just incompetence.
It's just that old saying of like, we're talking about practice. We're talking about special teams. We're not talking about the game. We're not talking about the result. We're talking about special teams. It's like we're not talking about the game. We're talking about practice.
I always welcome Allen Iverson references in my life. So
exactly. So it's like we got bigger things to worry about.
We talk about practice.
People can't do their job. We're talking about special teams again.
Well, whoever's planning the practices can't do their job. Sorry.
I don't know. Stacey Collins was supposedly this great special teams coach.
We brought him over from Penn State. We brought him back.
And he was a good coach when he was first here. So I don't know where a lot of miscommunication, a lot of disconnect, but it's just whatever. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, boys, feel a little bit better, or do you feel worse, or just kind of because
I feel like people are going to listen to 50 minutes of us just letting everything out.
Well, that's why we do this podcast, honestly. For like when we
Yeah.
lose, we could just like, well, screw it.
We
Just
have
to hear
a
bitch.
platform to rant. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us maybe the thing that pissed you off the most, what you agreed with, what you didn't agree with, all that sort of good stuff.
You can also do that.
Yeah.
Also do that.
Let it roll. We've definitely been a lot looser with the language in this podcast than we normally are. Not the most family friendly.
Earmuffs,
podcast.
children.
I was trying to be a good boy.
Yeah, no, like, what I will say is for the fan base, like, flush the tape, burn the tape, whatever the expression is. Like, just show up again on Friday, get off social media. It's Labor Day weekend. I'm going for a hike. Like, go out. You live probably in Idaho. Like, go out and enjoy some nice weather or something for those of you
Probably
that
heading to
don't.
the mountains this weekend.
Yeah.
A little
Good.
mountain time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I could say one goodbye thing is that the season isn't over. We can still. I mean, technically, we can still make the playoff. We just have to be the highest ranked, or like, pretty sure one of the top 5 highest ranked group or conference champions. So it can still happen. Probably not.
I said this to Evan before we started. Was I hope USF goes 10-1, 9-2 the rest of the way. I would be it would make things worse. I would be livid if they're like a 500 team the rest of the season.
Absolutely. If they go,
they made us look like
weekend.
a FCS team, and if they're only a 500 team, that's hard.
Yeah, but like, season isn't over. We still have a conference championship to play for. We still have our pride to play for.
Yep.
Like, obviously CFP is the goal, but that's a lofty goal. And Boise State is made on lofty goals, but you don't hit the stars every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you blow everything up.
My buddy was texting me, and with the way the not the buy-ins, the tie-ins work. I'm not sure if this is totally factual, but he said, there's always the Pop-Tart Bowl.
I would like to see the Pop-Tart man in real life.
I would be okay with the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So honestly,
I want to see the Pop-Tarts. Yeah.
A conference title is still on, and the Pop-Tart Bowl is still there.
All the goals the team has are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe not as reachable, but it's still there.
Some things up, but it's still there.
It got a lot harder to get to the CFP. Yep. Could be doable. We need some help. I mean, the Mountain West is going to be bad. There's one game in particular that now just became a must-win. And the team that we saw yesterday is not going to win that game, but who knows? The team they could become, we'll see. Hopefully, last thing I'll I'll end this podcast on is that I think what we all want is for this loss to be the key to many more victories.
Yep.
So,
agreed.
So with that being said, it's probably a good time to end. Otherwise, we'll just keep rambling. So
we'll just keep talking.
Yeah. Next week we should. Carter, you'll be at that game.
Yes, I will.
Friday night, right?
Yep, I'll be there Friday night against Eastern Washington.
So Chase and I will probably hop on, do a live stream. So feel free, join us. We can maybe try and have some fun a little bit during the game. But for now, just go out, touch some grass, and we love you, Bronco Nation. And we are the Bronco Fans Roundup. See you next week.